So you want to snipe an X-Defiant like this. Or like this. But when you slap on a sniper, they just don't hit the same as what you see on YouTube. Well, you've come to the right place. Today, I'm going to teach you how to snipe an X-Defiant, and I'm going to do it in a way that when they get nerfed in Season 1, you're still going to be good at using snipers. Let's go. Now, it's no secret that one of the most debated topics in X-Defiant right now is the snipers and how most people think they deserve a nerf. I am someone who used only snipers since the beta came out all the way over until full release. I was using nothing but snipers. My favorite gun in the game is the TAC 50. It's the first gun that I got gold. Here's the build that I use on it. I completely agree that they need more flinch. Anything other than that, I don't think I agree. I think the only thing that snipers are going to need is flinch. You should not be able to tank 6 or 7 bullets and not move your reticle at all and still get the kill. I think that's completely unfair. If someone is shooting at you while they see your sniper glint, they should not die to your sniper bullet. But there is more than enough ways to become a better sniper to counteract that, and that is not hard scoping and actually pushing something and using your movement to attack a team with different angles. I mean, you're using a giant one-shot weapon. You should be able to play your angles and do pretty well. Now, the first thing you need to remember when you're using a sniper instead of another weapon is that your sniper, no matter how much you build it, if you're building it the right way, it is a very heavy weapon. So you're going to be bringing it out. Your base movement speed is going to be very slow. So being able to whip out your pistol, which genuinely almost doubles your movement speed, when you have this out, you can tell immediately and pull this out on a much slower movement overall. You pull out this pistol, but the weapon swap speed itself is pretty low. So the biggest tip when you're just starting is learn the maps and be able to anticipate where there's going to be an enemy, so you can push that with your pistol open. Like, say this is the spawn, you're pushing in, take your pistol open, I know there's someone going to be out here, and then I can swap that out there. So I get there faster than most people on my team, even though I have one of the heavier weapons in the game. Now, there won't be a whole lot of nerfs coming to sniping in Season 1 from what I've seen from Mark Rubin, the CEO of this game, but what they did confirm is that there's going to be a whole lot of flinch. So a lot of clips you're going to see going around on YouTube are going to be a lot different, because if you're sitting in the scope and say this guy is shooting at me, landing shots, my sniper's going to be doing this much faster than it looks like on my screen, and I'm not going to be able to say, instead of just hitting the headshot there, I'm going to be going like this, and I'm going to miss. I think that's a great change, but a great way to counteract that is to obviously quickscope if you know how to do it. Now, quickscope in this game is not very hard to do once you realize the flaws of the engine. One of the first things I noticed when I came from Call of Duty and other games about the snipers in this game is that you cannot shoot your sniper until you're all the way scoped in, and that feels super clunky until you get used to it. So this is going to take just a little bit of practice, not like days on end. It's just going to take like an hour of practice. You want to scope all the way in, and once you get a feel for that acceptable range when you're all the way in and when you know your bullet's actually going to fire when you hit the trigger, you're going to get used to it really quickly. But if you come from something like COD, when you can go like this and fire at that point, if I try and fire right here, see, it doesn't fire until I scope all the way back out. So let's say, for example, I want to come quick scope this guy. I'm going to try and come out of my slide jump and quick scope him without fully scoping in. I'm not going to be able to, and it didn't even delay or shoot my bullet at all until way after where I wanted to do that. Now, building off of that, actually, the biggest thing in this game, something in Call of Duty, if you're sniping a lot in Call of Duty, what you'll notice is it feels a little bit. It is harder to snipe in this game, mostly because aim assist isn't doing all of this work for you. In COD, the aim assist on snipers is insane. It actually, little known fact in COD, hip fire aim assist was just added. So quick scoping is so much easier over on COD just because of the aim assist. But I will say on COD, sniping, when you scope in, your reticle is not the exact center of your screen. So you have to actually pay attention to where your reticle is. But every single bullet you fire in X-Defiant is going to the center of your screen. Now, I know it's a little bit controversial. Some people will put a center dot in the middle of their monitor. Some people will use third-party software to get alternative crosshairs that are always in the center of the screen, and your bullet will always go there. I'm a little in the air if that's cheating or not, so I don't use one. So I have this white dot you'll see on my screen here. This is how you'll line up these quick scopes. This is how you're going to avoid being a worse sniper after Season 1 when flinch is added. If you keep this on the target that you want to quick scope, your reticle is going to go exactly where that goes. And that white dot is mostly always in the center of your screen where all your bullets are going to go no matter what because of the way this game engine is designed. COD, you have a center dot, but when you're walking, the center dot will sway while you're walking off of the center of your screen, so you can't really trust it until you get hours and hours and hours and hours of practice in, and you've got this like crazy feel and you're shooting like face scope. In this game, you can generally trust this center crosshair. It's going to go where you want it to go. You're not going to get much aim assist. Snipers get 50% less aim assist than other red guns, which I think is fantastic. So while you are going to be able to just put that reticle on them and it's going to go where you want, you have to do the aiming while they're moving and earn that kill yourself. So it's kind of a give and take there comparing it to other sniping mechanics, but I really like how XDefiant does it here. Another thing I want you to remember is if you're going up and say this is spawn, like we said before, you pull out your pistol, you know there's people around this corner, you come and you switch. Don't just sprint and then ADS. One of the biggest things I learned, I was watching Kitties play XDefiant. He's really good sniper. Him and Scope are probably two of the best snipers in XDefiant. They found that if you, so I've got my reticle on this person. I want to kill this Libertad right here. I know they're probably around the corner. I have perfect centering. I've got the shot lined up. I come around and I go to quick scope him, and the scope in animation is actually pretty slow on most of these snipers. The way to speed that up, that's pretty slow, especially if he's already aimed in like his character is there. But what you want to do while you're doing that is you want to slide jump, and then you want to strafe to the left or right. So the strafe to the left cancels out that sprint to fire animation, which is what's making that ADS so slow. So how do I best describe this? So you want to go in, I line up my shot, I want to slide jump and strafe to the left. That's what's going to make that so much faster. Now this is that same engagement with that time. So here I am, I'm coming from my spawn, I see him. That's how fast that is. But if I incorporate a strafe jump, see how much faster I'm ADSing onto my target there. It's so much easier to get that first shot off, and that's why some of these snipers are so aggressive and so broken seeming when you throw on a sniper and you're just not doing the same stuff they are. Immediately, if you start doing these, if you keep your general centering, which is keeping this reticle where you're going to be able to see an enemy. So I turn this corner and you see this guy here. You keep that where you're generally going to see an enemy. That's going to help you a whole lot. Slide jumping and then strafing left or right is in waiting for that perfect timing at the end of your ADS animation. You put those three things together, you're going to immediately start noticing snipers are much easier to use, as I miss all my practice shots. Now, another thing to remember is that most of these ADS attachments do not have a lot of trade-offs. So if you're building out these snipers, I showed you guys at the beginning of the video what I had for my favorite loadout for this particular sniper. The extended mag has no ADS or speed drawbacks, so every single time you're going to snipe, there's only 2 snipers. There is another one confirmed to come with Season 1, but this is the best one in my opinion. If you want to be using this, you need to be using the extended mag. That's one of the most important attachments for this, because you get so many more rounds, and if you're using these techniques to quickscope and chain kills together, and if you're going for clips like I do, the extended mag is so important. But working off of that attachment, there's another thing I haven't seen a lot of people talk about in this game, is that your reload animation ends once you insert your magazine. This could be with any gun. So as soon as I see that, I'm YYing or triangling and canceling my reload animation. That'll actually shorten it. So here's the normal reload animation. Like I'm waiting behind cover, I'm waiting, and then now I'm ready to go. But if I do that and I start the reload, and as soon as the mag goes back in and I YY, I'm ready to go almost a full second earlier. Even if I do that with my pistol, right? As soon as the mag goes back in, I YY and I'm ready. That wasn't a really good example. Let's try something like this, the P90. So I'm shooting. I want to reload. Here's the normal reload speed and ready to go. But if I'm shooting, I'm reload, and as soon as that mag goes back in, I cancel it and I'm ready to go again. That like takes a whole second and a half off of your reload time, and it helps with any single weapon, and I don't see a lot of people talking about that, so keep that in mind as well. It works with the sniper. So X-Defiant's been out, I think, probably about, what, 2 weeks now, maybe a little bit less. This is everything that I've kind of compiled, and I'm using in every single gameplay that I'm posting. I'm sniping. I'm having a really good time sniping on this game. To sum it all up, yeah, you want to slide jump and strafe to left or right to shorten that ADS animation. They feel clunky. It's probably because you're just coming out of an ADS out of a sprint, and that will 1000% slow down your gameplay. You want to keep that white dot on your target. In COD, again, you cannot trust that white dot, but in X-Defiant, you 1000% can trust that. So be sure to be keeping that level and use that as a guide. It'll keep you out of your scope once the flinch nerf does come to snipers. So instead of holding this angle and picking your target and then hitting it like that, you want to keep the white dot on what you would normally be doing that with, and then as soon as you're not taking shots, scope in and hit him. That avoids any chance of flinch, because I'm not going to be getting flinch while I'm scoping in that quick trip, if that makes sense. And then again, that reload cancel that gets you back to the fight faster than the people who are fighting. If this helped you out at all, even a little bit, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know if you found any tips about sniping or any guns in general down in the comments that I've missed, and maybe I'll bring it up in another video. But I appreciate you watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.